All right, guys, we are going to look for a couple days, just kind of finishing out this week, maybe into Monday, depending on kind of where we're at some budgeting. So we went this whole semester, you guys picking out a house, a car, all this stuff, but you never had a budget in mind. Maybe some of you did. Some of you definitely did not. Some of those cars you guys picked, some of the houses you picked, right? You're well aware that you can't really afford those, right? How about your truck? Right? Pick one or the other, right? All right, so what we're going to look at kind of today and tomorrow, kind of your basics on like where should your money go and like how should you kind of allot it to each part of your life and all the things you have to spend money on. We're going to also look at this week grocery shopping. I think some of you have no idea how much it really costs to buy food other than like running through McDonald's. Okay, so we're going to look at that and actually make you guys look at a meal plan for a week and what you would make and how much groceries would cost and things like that. Okay, it's always shocking to me how much I spend on food. We're a family of 5, like it's a lot of food. 150 a week? Yeah, we're at least 150 to 200 a week. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we're a family of 5 and we all 5 eat every meal at home because we all pack lunches and yeah, so every meal. All right. So, and then we're going to look at your projects for this chapter, so to speak, is we're going to actually, it's going to be really short and simple. I'm going to make you guys go back to all of your projects for all semester and kind of see where you fall. Look back at how much you spent on your house, how much you spent on your truck, how much you spent on everything, right? Like, did you make good choices? Could you actually afford it with the job you're going to have? Next semester, I think I'm going to teach it in reverse, where I may try starting with budgeting and then make them do all of their projects within their budget. I don't really know which is a better option. I think I can see pros and cons both ways, so we'll see. You guys let me know how you like it this way. All right. So first thing, what is a budget? It's just a plan for your spending and your saving. So any of you, do your parents have budgets that they kind of look at and follow? Yeah. Some of you? Yeah. It's also necessary if you want to reach some different financial goals. If you're saving for something, like you have to have a plan, right? Saving for like a house or a car or something, that doesn't happen just by chance. You got to have a plan for something like that. Then we talk about cash flow. That's just the money coming in, like how much money you're making from you're getting paid for your check, paid for work, right? Your paychecks, and then your money going out, all your expenses that you guys have every month. All right, you have fixed expenses. The same every single month, right? Like you have your house payment or your mortgage, rent, right? That's the same every single month. Your phone, that should be typically the same every month unless you're over in your, your data plan or something. Car payment, those should be the same every single month. So those are things you can plan for, right? You know every month exactly what those are going to be. You have variables, they change in price and frequency, right? Gas for your car, how far are you driving? One of my students yesterday told me he figured out he spent $100 on gas in the last 6 months. Drives to school every day. He's got a truck that gets like, I don't know, maybe 8 miles per gallon. Right? Like, I'm like, holy crap. Like, he may need to reevaluate. He drives to work. Yep. Yeah. So that's frightening. But yeah, I mean, gas right now, I filled up yesterday for $1.95 a gallon. It's beautiful. Costco. Yeah. You can get a Costco membership for $55. Or actually, I think it's 60 now, it went up. So $60. Now, I pay for the $120 membership because then I get cash back. Like, I think I get 2% back on everything I spend at Costco. I get a check every year that costs more than what I pay for my membership. So like last year, my check back from Costco was like $150, and I paid $120 for the membership. So they paid me $30 because I shop there so often. You can spend a lot of money at Costco. It's dangerous. But your variable also like your entertainment. If you guys go out to the movies, you go bowling, you go do whatever you guys do with your friends. Shopping. Abby's got a shoe problem over here. She spends It's good. All right, so budget for the kind of have pairs of shoes. Terrible. Still a lot of shoes. You know. So why? What's kind of ideas why put you in control of your finances? Helps you create a visual spending picture. You gotta have an idea where your money's going. I don't know about you guys. Sometimes you get spending, and then by the end of the week or end of the month, you're like, I ain't got any money left. Right? I use Abby as an excuse or an example, just because you've talked to me. She's talked to me about that. Like, I went shopping and I ain't got money left. That's why she didn't have her. She's back to her McDonald's again. She was trying to stay away from this.
No, Starbucks.
Oh, Starbucks. That was what you're staying away from. But still, could she save money by making that at home every morning? But I mean, if she was really in a pinch, you can save money by making that at home instead of buying it every day. Budgeting helps you prevent impulse spending. So hopefully, like if you have an idea in your mind, like, oh, I already spent, this much money this month on whatever. I know I shouldn't go out and buy the extra pair of shoes I want. Maybe wait till next month. Helps you decide what you can and cannot afford. Enables you to keep track of how you spend your money. Helps you create a savings plan if you're saving for the down payment for a car. Helps you decide how you can protect yourself against the financial consequences of unforeseen circumstances. Did you guys save money? Like truly save money. Like you have like a plan in mind every paycheck, this much in savings. And Kyle, do you have like an actual plan? That's awesome. And then you use the other job. That's awesome. I like that. Riley, do you have an actual plan? $50. That's awesome. Who else said they had an actual plan? Yeah. I do the same thing. $100 with my check. Yep. You don't miss it. Right. Like if you see it in your account, you're like, I can spend that. But if you put it in a separate account, like you don't even notice it. Yep. That's awesome. But no, that's a great plan. And I kind of do the same thing. Like I feel like I don't have a house payment because like $1,000 from each of my paychecks just goes into a separate checking account that I don't have access to. Like you said, I don't have a debit card to it. I have nothing. And that money just goes to there, and then my house payment comes out every month out of that. But I feel like I don't have a house payment because I don't see that money. You know what I mean? But I also feel like I don't get paid much because my checks kind of split into a couple directions. Anybody else? Savings plan? John, what do you do? Shut up. Do you really? You have a wooden box full of money.
Yeah.
We're all going to John's house. Is it buried in your backyard? You ever think about a bank? You know, we've talked about interest in here, right? Banks are insured, so if something happens, you're insured up to 100,000, something like that. I don't think you have 100,000 in a box, do you? Okay, so you'd be covered. So you'd be good. Yeah. Honestly, that's great. That's some nice spending money. That's awesome. Just spare change. You know, I used to do that, and it happened a lot more, but you know what? I don't have cash anymore. I use my debit card for everything, so then I don't have the change like I used to. Amanda? Well, at least it's still there. But guys, know with the change, like you guys were talking about, she just mentioned the machines, like, like a Meijer or whatever you can dump your change in. They take some of that when you use those machines, right? They get a portion of it. If you go to your bank, they don't charge you. Like, seriously, just go to your bank. They don't charge you anything. Those machines are convenient, but they take part of it. Yeah, they take a percentage. But if you go to your... But seriously, go to your bank. Just take it to the bank. Like, I want to cash this in. They have a machine at the bank. They'll do it, and it doesn't cost you anything. So, just so you know, it's free that way. All right, so let's take a look at some kind of budget scenarios, some different people, and let's kind of see how they're doing or maybe where they can fix things, okay? So number one, Nate is a junior in high school. He works 15 hours a week at the mall, and his net income after taxes is $600 a month. He lives with his parents, so he doesn't have rent, utilities, or food expenses. His older brother owns a car and lets him borrow it to drive to work for $100 a month. I think his brother's kind of mean. Otherwise, Nate will take the bus. He really wants to buy a car, so he puts any leftover money towards savings. Nate also pays for his cell phone and personal expenses, such as going to the movies, buying video games, and purchasing gifts. All right, so here's kind of what Nate's got going on. So he has fixed expenses, his savings for the car, his cell phone, and his car payment to his brother. And then variable, right, his public transportation, because he has to take the bus, entertainment, personal shopping, and then occasional spending, repairs, gifts, things like that. So he has his budget goals. So we kind of set up for savings for a car. He would like to save $200 every month. What's he actually saving? Nothing. He's not saving anything. Cell phone, right? His budget goal is to only spend $75. He actually is spending $100. So he's spending more a month on his cell phone. Car payment to his brother, budgeted that for $100. And that's it, is what he's spending to his brother. So he's okay there. Variable, public transportation. He wants to spend no more than $50. He's been spending $60 a month. Entertainment, wants to do $50. He's spending $75. Personal shopping, whoo, he's way over. And then occasional spending, he's way over that one as well. So his budget goal is to spend only $400 a month out of his $600. He actually spent all $600 that he made for that month. So he has saved nothing. So where could he maybe fix some things? Good. So for his phone, maybe he's going over in data. So maybe like if he would just change his plan, sometimes you can get those cheaper, right? Or go on a family plan with somebody. Okay, so he can save money on the phone possibly. Could you call like Verizon? Can you call and negotiate a better price? Mm-hmm. I call at least once or twice a year. I change my plans all the time. Same thing with my DirecTV. I just called. All you have to do is call, threaten to cancel, and they will lower your price. I guarantee it. I do it all the time. John? Yeah, I think that would be a good one. Like his brother paying a car payment to his brother, maybe if he just talked to his brother and be like, hey, can I just put this towards my own car fund? Then I can stop borrowing yours. Here you go, Brian. All right, public transportation's not off by much. What about shopping and occasional spending? He's buying too many shoes, right? Yeah, he needs to watch his shopping and occasional spending on things. He's way over on those. So if he'd cut back on some spending, maybe he could put that towards savings. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. So Maria just graduated from college, accepted her first job as a social media manager for a real estate company. She can't believe that her monthly net income will be $3,000. She just moved into a one-bedroom apartment, so she is responsible for rent, utilities, food, and other household expenses. She's paying off a student loan, wants to save as much money as she can to buy a house someday. She owns a car, and she enjoys going out with friends on the weekend. So take a look at hers, kind of where she's at, her budget goals. I'll let you guys kind of read through there. Where is she doing well? Savings, she wants to save $450. She's actually saving $150. Is it good to be under budget on your savings? No, we don't want to be under budget on savings. That's not good. Good. Her rent, car payment, car insurance, those are all right on. Okay. Internet, good. Her student loan, right? She's right on there. How about her phone? She's over there again. Maybe she can call. How about her variable expenses? Which one's the worst? Personal shopping. Now, granted, it said she just moved in, and that one's kind of including her home items. Maybe this month's a little high because she just moved in, buying some stuff. Yeah, look at her entertainment. She's way over. Gas and food, she's over. Maybe she's going out to eat too much. right? So, I mean, you can tell she's way over. Now take a look. How much did she say she made per month? How much did she actually spend this month? She's beyond her means, guys. She spent more this month than she actually made. What's that? Where's that extra $315 coming from? It's either draining her savings account or credit card. And what happens with credit cards? You have to pay those back, and they charge interest. So you're losing money. So you've got to get your budgeting in under control. Otherwise, you're going to continuously, if she continues this, she's going to get further and further and further in debt because she's spending more per month than she actually makes. You can't keep doing that forever. All right, and number 3, Jamal's a senior in high school, works 30 hours a week at a neighborhood coffee shop. His net income after taxes is $1,500, and he is saving up for college. He owns a car and makes payments towards it each month, but he lives with his parents, so he saves on rent, utilities, and food cost. He occasionally goes out with friends and buys things for himself, but he tries to hold back on these things so he can save more for college. All right, so take a look at his. Entertainment, he's over by 25. Personal shopping, he's over by 45. Gas, he's over by $5. That's not bad. But how is his overall budgeting? He's actually pretty decent. Now, every month, will you be exactly perfect in every category? No, and that's okay. You know, if one month you're high here, then you're going to need to be low somewhere else to kind of make up that difference. But yeah, he's not off by much at all. He makes $1,500 a month, and his budgeting came down to exactly $1,500. His goal was $1,475. Okay, so still not too bad. All right, so how much every month should you be allotted for each section? So rent and mortgage, what do you think? 28? You think it's 30%? Anybody else have an idea? Hunter? 15? Brian, you were actually correct. It's 30%. Now I'm going to tell you right now, I actually went through when I was creating this notes and doing the research on what percentages roughly they should be. And then I'm like, oh my God, where is my house payment? Like I started to panic. Like, am I over 30%? Like kind of panicked a little bit. And I went through and did the math and I'm like, mine's at 22%. So I'm well under budget on my house. But I stop and think, if I spent 30% of my pay on my mortgage, I don't know how I'd survive in other areas of my life. Okay, so for me, now I haven't gone through my own personal for all of these categories. I really just looked at my housing. But like for me, if I spent 30% on my mortgage, I would need to like way decrease something else. Because I have, for me, obviously something else is higher in mine. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's probably food. We're a family of 5, we eat a lot. Okay, but for me, ours was at 22%. That made me feel good that I was that far under. What about utilities? Any guess there? What are utilities? I guess let's start with that. Gas, electric, water. A lot of people also kind of throw into this category like your cable, your internet, trash. Yeah, that kind of stuff all falls underneath utilities. 10%? 15? Thinking 5? It's actually 10. You do need gas and electric. It's really cold outside right now. I can't imagine not having gas in my house to keep it warm. Yeah. Car insurance. Got to have that. 3%? 2%? 5%? 5% it is. 5%. And again, is that maybe a place, if you have really good rates, that you can kind of move that number down to put money towards something else? You absolutely could. Cell phone. Out of curiosity, how much do you guys pay a month for your cell phone? What? 80? How did that happen? You're on a family plan? Gotcha. Around 50? Are you on a family plan?
It's 40.
Okay.
It's like 45 for the actual plan, but then I didn't pay off the phone.
Gotcha. Yeah, you have your device payment. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we just recently went to a big family plan, so With my husband and I both, ours is like $70 a month. So we were paying like 130 or something just by ourselves. But cell phone is actually 5%. Now, granted, if you make a lot of money, are you going to spend 5% of it on your phone? Probably not. Okay, so that's another place you can kind of save. And again, I think that's where I'm saving money in this portion as well, personally. And I'm saving it from my mortgage. But, I mean, my utilities might be a little higher because there's lights on my house all the time, right? I got my little one. My dad watches my daughter all day at my house. So someone is always there. So obviously my utilities are probably higher. Miscellaneous spending. 15, I heard a 2. We're on big extremes there. 50, ooh, 5%. It's actually 10. And miscellaneous, I mean, you just never know what's going to kind of fall into that, right? You don't know what's going on that month, what's happening. How much should you put in savings? 25? She's doing some math on there. She said we're already at 60%. Savings should be about 10%. Food. Mine's high. Like Joanne said, his mom's about 150 a week. Mine's about 150 to 200 a week. It's 15. So half as much as your mortgage is food. All right, car loan? 10%. Car loan. Stop doing the math. And then entertainment should be 5%. Now, like I have over there in blue, the little asterisk over there, you may have to make adjustments based on your preferences, right? For example, if you want more money for entertainment, can you afford to cut back on your rent or your car loan? Now, Nathan talked about, he's like, I can afford my truck or I could afford my house, but he couldn't afford both. Pay one off and then do the other, right? And I mean, that's what he'd have to decide. Which one would you want first? You kind of got to live in a house, right? You can drive a crappier truck for a while, right, until the house is paid off or something, yeah. Yeah, mine isn't either. Right, there you go. All right, we are going to stop in the notes here today.